Hey YouTube, MrRampro here again, and I wanted to go through an EDC rotation video for my kind of my modern folders. So I know I do a lot of traditional videos and stuff like that, but I wanted to do a video on my regular, like modern day folders is what I would say. So I'll go through, talk about each one, and we'll see where we stand. Okay, I'm hoping that shows up. I'm outside doing this in the backyard, trying to do something a little different just to make it less boring. And this is the Spyderco Yojimbo II. This thing is a pretty cool. Let me show you. I know you guys have seen this blade shape and all that kind of stuff, but this is a really aggressive shape. It's got the compression lock, man. It's hard to do everything through the viewfinder. Normally I'm off to the side, but it's a really quick blade, really comparable to your paramilitary II, as far as, you know, actuation and all that kind of stuff, opening hole size and everything. Get a big old fat slab S30V, which is pretty cool. It's a nice knife. It's not useful for everything, but I mean for basic EDC stuff, small cut and chores and everything like that, that handle shape works out pretty good. So I'll go to the next one, and now we've got the Microtech Ultratech. This one here, this is an automatic. Now I know, you know, oh, well, I just showed you a feature of it by accident. The blade comes disengaged, so to get it to re-engage, you'll pull it out as far as you can, pull it until it'll hear like a snap for it to re-engage, and now it's back on track, and then. And I've EDC'd this, judging by, I want you to see, this button is like extremely hard to actually shoot. I'm sorry it's wobbly, I'm trying to balance on the stupid stairs, but I don't think you got any worries of this thing going in and out of your, you know, going off in your pocket. The only bad thing is going in and out of your pocket with your hand while the knife is in, because this glass breaker, you can see the tip on that thing, that's pretty sharp, so that kind of sucks. That'll catch your hand every once in a while. It doesn't cut, but it does kind of gouge a little skin out. That is extremely sharp glass breaker, so just something to keep in mind. And next, we're going down to the Manix II. This is the, what do they call this thing, like a ball lock or something like that. You pull down here, close it. This is a fun knife just to play with. I had this thing taken apart for a long time trying to make new scales on it, and I was making them out of solid copper, and it turned out to be such a huge pain in the butt. So it stayed apart for about a year, honestly, in the shop, because I would touch it here and there and all that kind of stuff. So I finally just put it back together. I'm like, you know, I'm not miscarrying this stupid thing. So put it back together, and it's been in the rotation as well. And all these are carried. I know I just mentioned a switchblade. Obviously, that's carried around the house. It's not carried, you know, at work or anything like that. Depending on your state laws, you know, like here we can't carry it. You can own it, but you can't carry it. So I don't want to risk losing a $200-something knife. So I'll just play with it at the house. It does everything I need it to do. And I don't, you know, I don't do anything that'll get it extremely dirty, because cleaning inside of there, I imagine, would be a chore. So it's kind of more of a novelty, an expensive novelty, but it's a nice quality product too. So something you could count on if you needed to. And I know I bounced around, but you can see a little bit of wear on the pocket clip. I think this actually had a silver clip on it at first, but I changed it to the black one off of one of my other knives. Don't really remember how that happened, but whatever. When it was apart, I guess I put it back together with that clip on it or something. But really smooth. This is a great knife. If you don't have a Manix II, I would definitely recommend it. It's kind of like a Para II. You've got to have one. They're just perfect. That 154 cm works out really well. And here we are at the large Sebenza. Everybody pretty much has one of these nowadays. Nothing special. And I know tons of reviews. I don't think I've done a full review on it at all, but I carried the tar out of this thing, so that's pretty cool. I did buy it used. It was my second one. I was after a new one with the micarta inlays, but this one just showed up at the right price, so I had to pick it up. And as long as you're not getting hit by a scammer, you know, this one, you know, luckily I kind of knew what to look for off of some of y'all's videos, but there are a lot of fakes on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, on eBay. It is ridiculous how many fakes there are out there, and I would be extremely careful. There's some knives that if I don't know 100% about the maker, you know, there's Medford knives on there and stuff like that. If I don't know a bunch about the maker, I can't risk it. You know, I'm not putting $500-600 out on a fake knife when, you know, I don't know anything about the maker. I don't really know all their models, so you got to do a lot of your research before you buy it, for sure. Luckily, this one, you know, turned out to be really good. I could tell from the pictures and some of the stuff the guy had said, you know, that was actually legit. Now this brings me to my DPX Hest 2.0. This is the second version. I have destroyed the tar out of this knife. I love it. It's extremely smooth. Big old fat D2 steel blade. But I just went apeshit on this thing in the shop one day. That's what happens. I drink a little bit. I'm like, I want to make this thing mine. And I go out there, and this is what you end up with. And I really don't care. You can say it's ugly, you can say it's stupid. It doesn't matter to me. I still like the knife, so I would recommend picking one of these things up. I know a lot of people, you know, beat the tar out of these things and say that they suck and all this kind of crap, and Nothing Fancy's review was extremely, you know, popular, saying it was, you know, overbuilt and everybody, you know, too much hype behind it and all that kind of stuff, which, if you look at his website, what's it, Robert Pelton Young, you look at his website and you look at, maybe it's Robert Young Pelton, I don't know, you see YRP right, or RYP up there on the blade, so whatever it is, Pelton something. If you look at his website, after watching Nothing Fancy's video, I went to his website, and I didn't see anything on his website that was extremely outlandish that isn't on somebody else's website. I mean, I love Emerson knives, and you'll see a couple of those coming up, and they say close to the same thing. Cold steel, oh my god, I mean, their things are bulletproof, you know what I mean? So you can kind of kiss my butt when it comes to that junk. I think that's kind of silly. I don't really agree with that statement that he said, and that's actually a really good knife. I used the tar out of this thing, and it's never failed me. The lock is rock solid. I don't have any problems. I know, you know, a lot of people say they have problems with certain knives, but this one's never given me any issues, and hey, hopefully you get lucky and pick one like that up. Oh, and here is an Emerson. I've had this one a while now. I didn't carry it at first because I was going to have it pimped and, you know, kind of made more